Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to start this exciting section on case writing. You see, when you're debating the resolution, you have what you call a case. So let's say you're debating the resolution fair trade versus free trade, and you're defending the side of free trade. You need to make a case for why the judge should vote for free trade. And what happens is both sides, the affirmative and negative, both the side of fair trade and the side of free trade, they're going to have these pre-written speeches, which we call cases, where they sort of lay down their argument as to why their side should win. And these speeches are pre-written and they're read at the beginning of the round. And these are what we call cases in LD debate. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to start to learn how to write these cases that you're going to need for debate rounds. So you're going to need two cases because the NCFCA and STOA and whatever debate league you're going to be in, they're going to force you to defend both sides. So if the resolution, again, is fair trade versus free trade or whatever, they're going to make you both defend fair trade and free trade. So you need one case for each side. And these are speeches in which you set up the arguments and you make your case for your side in these cases, hence the name. Now, before we go exactly into how we write these cases and what exactly we do and how this works, I do want to go over a couple quick things that we need to learn before we get started. And the first thing has to do with using the Bible in debate. Now, NCFCA and STOA are both Christian debate leagues, and these are probably one of the leagues that you're going to be participating in. So at first you would think maybe it's acceptable to use the Bible in debate rounds to support your position. But in general, this is actually discouraged. And this may not make a lot of sense at first, but as I explain, it should begin to make a little more sense. So there's controversy over using the Bible in debate rounds. And the problem is, some people think that if you use the Bible to support your position, then that forces your opponent to argue against the Bible in the debate round, which is unethical because the opponent, who's also supposedly a Christian, shouldn't be forced to debate against his faith. And for that reason, many people discourage debating the Bible. So that's one reason we don't want to use the Bible in a debate round. And even if you believe this is false and that bringing up the Bible doesn't necessarily mean that your opponent is forced to debate against the Bible, rather there's always, you might argue there's still always another argument, or there's a way to refute that or counter that even without violating your faith. Even if you believe that we should be able to use the Bible in debate, we still should refrain from using it in debate because even if you believe the position is false and the opponent can find some way to respond without violating his beliefs, your opponent still might have a strong moral objection to debating the Bible because of the reason I gave earlier, mainly that he thinks he has to violate his faith. And even if he's wrong about this, you shouldn't force him to do something which he considers to be deeply immoral or unethical. As an analogy, we can look at an example of vegetarians. So there are many vegetarians and vegans who have a moral objection to eating meat. And if you think about it, a person who eats meat, who does eat meat, they still respect the beliefs of the vegetarians and vegans, and they don't force the vegetarians and vegans to eat meat. Even if the person who eats meat believes that the vegetarians are wrong and it's okay to eat meat, we respect the vegetarians' positions because they have a moral objection to eating meat, and we respect that. In a similar way, people who believe that debating the Bible is acceptable should still respect the positions of those who believe that it shouldn't be done because it's unethical. We shouldn't force those people to debate the Bible if they have a moral objection to doing so. In fact, the Christian thing to do is actually respect our opponents and refrain from bringing up the Bible in a debate round. So even though this doesn't completely make sense how we're not supposed to use the Bible in a Christian league, these are the reasons we do so. And it's generally accepted in these leagues that the Bible is not allowed. And some judges will get even sometimes angry if you do bring up the Bible. So this is just a word of warning before we even start writing the case. The second thing I really want you to know before we're writing the case is we need you to write your case in what you believe in. This is very, very important. Before we even start writing the case, we have to know that we have to write your case in what you believe in. You have to believe in your case and what you're saying in your case. Because during the debate round, your opponent is going to try to instill doubt about your case in the judge's mind and even in your own mind. He's going to try to make you doubt your own case and your own arguments. And if you already doubt your cases and arguments before he even does that, then you're going to be in big trouble because eventually you're not going to be able to defend your case very well because honestly, you don't really believe in it yourself. And so that can be a very big problem. You have to firmly believe in your case because it is going to be attacked very hard, and if you don't believe it, you aren't going to be able to stand your ground. So we have to believe in our case. And in my mind, the best way to make sure you believe in your case is to build your case around what you already believe. And that's what we're going to be doing throughout this course. We're going to build your case around what you already believe, and that way we make sure you believe in your case. So, for example, if you're looking at the free trade versus fair trade resolution, look at free trade and come up with an argument you believe in as to why free trade should be valued above fair trade. Now, you might find that you're biased towards the resolution and maybe you don't really like free trade. Honestly, you believe in fair trade and you don't even believe in free trade. So then what do? How can you write a case you believe in about a side that you don't believe in? If you don't believe in free trade, how do you write a case for free trade that you still believe in? Well, even if you don't believe in, say, free trade or fair trade or any side of the resolution, you can still find one good thing, one good aspect about that side that you do like, and you can advocate for that. Even if you don't like the idea of free trade and you don't believe it should be valued, there's still going to be one good aspect of free trade that you do believe is beneficial. There's always going to be something you can believe in within the realm of that side of the resolution. So just grab that and advocate for that. There's always going to be at least one good thing you like about it. For example, last year, or not last year, well, in the 2017 to 2018, we were debating nationalism versus globalism. And a lot of people really liked the nationalism. They didn't like globalism. A lot of people were complaining they couldn't write a case they believed in for globalism because they didn't believe in globalism. But they did find one good thing they liked about globalism, and that's that if you value globalism, sometimes it brings peace throughout the world, and it can discourage wars. And they said, well, I can believe in peace, that's a good thing, and so they just built their case around that. There's always something that you can believe in within that side of the resolution. So those are just two preliminary things that we need to know before we're writing the case. In the next few videos through the rest of this section, we're going to be making the outline for your affirmative and negative cases, for your two cases. And we're important to note, we're not writing the whole case yet, so don't try to write the whole case word for word. Just lay out the outline in the next few videos. I just want you to have an outline. And at the very end of this section, I'll tell you to turn the outline into a fully written case. But for now, just keep it to an outline. So in the next few videos, we're going to look at the components of a case and how to put the case together, what you need to do, how to write it, and we'll walk you through all the steps. So I'll see you in the next video.